Hey guys, we are going to go over how to log work from a work order into Mobile MainTrac MainTrac. So if you did any work that had to do with a work order, this is how you're going to log that work for your weekly log. You're going to go to your menu, click it, MainTrac, MainTrac menu, work order log. So you do have your date up here. Just like regular, it's going to automatically go to today's date. So if you are backlogging anything, maybe you did it on Monday and you're just putting it in today, you are going to need to go in and change that information. So let's just say we actually did it on the 11th. Now where it says work order, it says none selected. I'm going to fix that, going to hit the arrow, and it does have the list of work orders and a description of it, so you can get more information. You can click the arrow over here to get more information on the specific work order and what task is assigned to it. Maybe you have two that are very similar, like this Colburn's and Harris's. Oh, which one did I do today? I'm not sure. Let me go click here. It actually says section K. Maybe section K is wrong, so it was actually the Harris's. Let me click. Yes, that's right. It was section F. So I'd go in and click on that one. I'm just going to enter this work order number. We're going to click on it. This is the information that is attached to it. Make sure it is the correct work order. This one, in this case, for the test, is correct. So I am going to click on this. It's got the work and the location. Hit select. See how it is filled in here with that information from the work order and the work order details. You do have the option to add staff, equipment, materials, expenses. We are going to focus on adding staff right now, and none of these down here really are in our wheelhouse currently. So click Add Staff. I'm going to add myself to it. Again, if you have someone else working with you, you need to decide who is going to log it. My rule of thumb is everyone log for themselves. If you have someone who cannot log for themselves for whatever reason, let's just say I've got Todd with me and he had to leave early that day or something, so I told him that I would go ahead and log this for him. So I can add him to the work order, or maybe he could just come in on Monday and do his own. But if we do need to get it closed out for whatever reason, whatever your crew leader and or superintendent says, we'll go with that. So I'm just going to add Todd to this one because my crew leader told me to go ahead and log it for him. Hit next. Both of us showed up here. So I've got mine and I've got his. So I'm going to say that it took us 2 hours, and I'm going to select both of us. Now I have some options down here. Add hours to each and distribute hours evenly. Now if I take those 2 hours and I put them between the two of us because both of us did that work in 2 hours, I'm going to hit distribute hours evenly. That gives 1 hour to me, 1 hour to Todd. Now, if instead, I worked on it for 2 hours, he worked on it for 2 hours, so for a total of 4 hours, I could put 2 up here and go hit add hours to each, and now each of us have 2 hours. If I do this, it is going to be a total of 4 hours. So pay attention. If you worked with somebody and did it at the same time, it's going to be that divide or distribute. If it's going to be both, then you're going to do that add hours evenly, or add hours to each, sorry. So maybe Todd had to leave early or something like that. I'm going to say it took 2 hours and I did 2 hours worth of work. So Todd had to leave early. He's got that 1 hour. Normally you wouldn't be back and forthing, it'd still say 0. So I'm going to select me. I'm going to hit add hours, and you see how under my name it just says 2. I'm going to go and put Todd in. Let's say instead of he worked an hour and a half and left 30 minutes early, I finished 30. So I'm going to hit add hours, and now it's just Todd. So if you just have one thing, it's not going to give you those options. If you have 2 selected, that's where you get those options. Hit submit hours. Yes, I've got my time. He's got his time. Double check that for correctness. Hit log time, and then confirm. Now you're going to get this popping up asking if you would like to complete that work order. If you do not have permission to complete the work order, if you do not have permission to close it, do not close it. If you do, you can hit yes. Double check with your crew leader or superintendent if you are not sure if you are able to close work orders. My suggestion would be to hit no and ask later if you are not sure. I can always close it for you, or one of the other office staff. Yes is really just for if you know there is no more work to be done on that work order. So in this instance, I am going to go in and click no. And now it says the log is successfully created. Look at you, you made a work order log. Way to go.